The bull shark is one of the ocean's most feared predators, an insatiable beast intent on devouring everything in sight.
So Trent here has dived into Dead Horse Lake, and he's
Groupers can live up to 50 years, but not if this shark has anything to say about it.
So as you can probably see, our shark is starting to chow down, picking up some of those nutrients. We've got 4 nutrients in the game: proteins, fats, minerals, and our rare mutagen X, which perhaps will allow our shark to grow beyond.
Catfish are monogamous, meaning special someone won't be coming home tonight.
So, Trent's only found one type of resource, so we're going to keep looking around, and we found a bridge that can't get under, but that's not a problem for our shark. She is nimble, she is quick, she can leap from the surface in the knife position, or she can dive deep, pick up speed, and go for Olympic gold.
A breaching shark is a beautiful and terrifying sight.
So, if you listen in carefully, you'll probably hear a little bit of a ping in the background. That's the game's way of letting us know there's probably some secrets to discover here.
I would like to assure the Antolini crime family that this footage will in no way be used in the final edit of our program.
Like our first landmark here, the snitch parking lot. And as Trent looks around, it looks like somebody's got a bit of a snitch problem, but they're working on it. They'll get there. So that's probably not our secret though, so let's keep looking.
This shark isn't quite ready to tackle the full-grown reptile.
So Rosie there is one of our apex predators. You are not the only predator in these waters. And in fact, there are 7 what we call kings of the seas that perhaps don't like you in their territory.
No one can tell what may be found in a shark's stomach. It's truly the ocean's garbage can.
And Trent has found a nutrient cache, giving him a major injection of all those tasty nutrients. With our secret found, let's head back into the wider lake and see if we can't find some human activity a bit closer to the water. Now, as you might have noticed when we dropped into the demo, it's currently nighttime outside. And that actually plays a very important role in how the game works. It has a full day-night cycle, and the activities of the other aquatic animals in the ocean and who's out and what they're doing will change, as well as the activities of the humans and what they're doing. At night, they're probably pulled back from the shore. During the day, fun time. Come along. Trent likes to play with his food.
Sharks help balance food webs by keeping human populations healthy and in proper proportion to their ecosystem.
Trent's being an environmentalist. Now, you know, the thing about humans is they're pack creatures. When there's one, there's probably a few more. So, mass plays a very important part of how combat plays out in Man-Eater. The mass of your shark versus what you are trying to engage with, be it humans, other sea life, or even boats. Trent is continuing to play with his food, showing off what we like to call as the whip shot. Anything you put in your mouth as a shark, you can use as a projectile.
Studies show that while sharks do enjoy deep house and trance, their one true love is hardcore German techno.
So, Trent's never one to not join in on a party. And as you saw, our shark can actually leave the water for a bit of time. But she must quickly return. Unless there are some evolutionary choices you may take along the way to enhance your time outside the water. Now, as Trent's continuing to terrorize our local population here, that is not going to be without consequence. Bounty hunters are going to be called in to help protect the local citizenry. So, with a couple more fight.
A new day dawns.
Here they come.
Bayou Willie was actually born on a river, not a bayou.
So Trent could use this time to dive into the waters and slip away while they search his last known location. Or he could choose to take the fight back to our bounty hunters. And I think he's going to do that.
Sharks typically have 4 motives: hunger, mistaken identity, aggression, and self-defense. But what if there's a 5th motive, such as a life insurance scheme?
Now these bounty hunters are going to come out in waves until you are either killed, driven away from these waters, or defeat them all. If you manage to defeat all the bounty hunters in a certain area of water, you will lay claim to them, where the humans will recede from that area for a time until you have moved on. And it'll give your shark some exclusive upgrades to choose from for their next evolution.
Sharks are capable of atrocities so appalling, the mind recoils from the thought.
So Trent will pull up the map. So you can see we dropped into Dead Horse Lake. We found our landmark objective over there on the left, but there's a lot more to see here, though sadly not for today's demo. We have 7 major regions, all the way down to the deep ocean of the Gulf Coast. And each of those regions looks different, feels different, has different species of wildlife in them. So we're going to show you one more bit of gameplay in the form of a video, because it's not available in the build I have today. But it'll give you a look at our little baby shark, as well as 2 other areas.
So we were working with the team at Blindside Games on Manny. We were going to publish the game, and we decided, this game is going to be so awesome. Tripwire needs to take this game on whole hog and bring it in-house and make it. But really, who doesn't want to play a game as a shark?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, I played Echo the Dolphin when I was a kid, and he didn't do any of this stuff because he was sweet. He was a dolphin. He's not a vicious beast underneath the sea. I have some technical questions about how the animal interacts with the world here, such as, I saw for a second he was on a dock there. How long can you stay on the land?
So there is a very limited time that you can be out of the water, like you can reach out onto a beach, onto a dock, onto a boat, but through maybe some evolutionary choices you make, you can extend that time.
Oh, okay. Second question, I see some buildings in the background. If you create enough evolutionary choices, will you be able to enter them?
No, you will not be able to reach
You don't
the
get
buildings.
a day job in an office in this game.
You don't, get out of the sea at the end of the day, get in your car, drive
Look, I have to do my part in journalism and ask these questions. This is part of it.
So as you go through the game, you'll be eating things and you'll be finding some parts to an evolution, so to speak. And some of those you'll just find naturally along the way as you progress through the story. Others are more optional, which you'll see like later in this demo, you fight some bounty hunters who come out and try and take you away because you've been terrorizing the local populations. If you fight
As
those,
they do.
Yeah.
if you decide to take on those bounty hunters instead of running away, you'll get some special evolutionary choices that you won't otherwise get. You can then go back to an area we call the grotto and decide what you want to do, how you want to sort of spec out your shark.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the sort of the world we're in here. This is clearly a very polluted ocean. There's kind of like futuristic stuff going on in the background. I don't spend a lot of time in the actual ocean, but I hear it's incredibly polluted. Can you talk a bit about sort of why the humans in this world need to be eaten so badly?
Yeah. So the shark is kind of an environmentalist. In his environment, the humans they're killing off his food, they're polluting the area. So he's just kind of cleaning up the area. But he also, early in the game, our player shark was disfigured by an evil shark hunter. So she needs to grow, get bigger, so she can get her revenge.
She's got a bit of a vendetta, and that's really going to set the story and drive it along.
By the way, I just want to point out, we were just in a place called Snitch Lake where a bunch of dead bodies were.
Somebody's got a little bit of a snitch problem if you look up there on the hill. It's a
Oh my
small problem,
God.
but they're working on it.
That was a truck full of corpses.
Are you sure? Did you
Oh my
check?
God.
I don't know.
There's a lot going on here. Whoa!
Oh!
Yes!
Okay, so we were going to ask about the other animals the shark can fight. Let's talk about them. That was a big sewer crocodile, alligator.
So you're not the only predator in these waters. And as you move along the game, there are actually 7 apex predators that are controlling the 7 major regions that you'll be exploring. And as you go through the game, you might be chowing down on their favorite food. If you do that enough, you're going to draw them out because they're a little bit cranky.
Wow. That's awesome. So they're almost sort of like mini bosses that live in the world, or actual bosses.
Absolutely.
Did you guys spend time with sharks? Did you go shark diving? Did you, like, how are you getting the realism here? Like, did you mocap a shark? Is that possible?
There's a joke around the studio. We had our mocap actor put on a shark suit.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then flop around on the ground. But no, we didn't mocap a shark. But what we did do, we did have team members that went out and did the shark cage diving thing, where sharks are coming out and biting the tank. And we have some real just shark fanatics in the studio.
Fanatics?
Fanatics.
That's
yes.
good. That's really good.
Our lead character artist is such a shark fan. His wedding cake was a shark.
Oh my God.
That's badass.
That rules.
Now, obviously, like sharks, like they have a bad reputation. Like it's kind of a bummer, honestly, and like because they are, they're apex predators, but they also like they're not actually really trying to go out and kill everybody. This shark has a pretty good reason to, because look at the state of this water. How do you justify this sort of? I mean, it is very much like a violent video game about being a shark and killing people. How do you justify that to sort of shark apologists or shark activists, sharktivists?
Well, throughout the game, because you are watching, the gameplay itself is presented through the lens of a reality TV show, Shark Hunters versus Maneater. And the narrator of that show is voiced by none other than Chris Parnell. And along the way, he's commenting on what our player shark is doing. And some of those things are, hey, sharks rarely attack humans. When it does, it's an aberration. That's not meant to happen. Or, sharks sometimes confuse humans with seals. They take a bite to find out why. So there is some actual fun shark facts that you are told along the way.
Which may or may not be true. But really,
I could dig that, yeah.
Really, in the game, you see the cruelty, and you won't see it on screen right now, but you see the cruelty of the shark hunters. On this reality show, that sort of pans out that the shark hunters are out there, they've been paid to sort of clean up the area. So they're indiscriminately killing sharks. And so really the shark is not evil so much as they really are just trying to protect their territory.
Now, can you get any sort of like cosmetic attachments to your shark, like lasers?
There are no laser attachments to your shark, but one of the things we're working on as part of our evolution system is what we're calling skin sets.
Or evolution sets.
Evolution sets. And the shark can sort of spec out in ways beyond what nature has intended. And the 3 we've been focusing on are what we're calling the bone set, our electro set, and our stealth set. And that will change fundamentally the way our shark looks away from a natural shark and give them some powers and bonuses that are a little bit more special.
I love that because it sounds like 90s Batman action figures. That's the best.
You guys are doing a really good job of kind of walking the fine line between
Swimming.
swimming the fine line between a sort of realistic looking game and then a game where a shark can literally jump out of the water and do flips. How do you sort of find that balance between making something that is like, kind of grounded and realistic, but also kind of insane as hell?
Well, it is a shark, but it's a shark plus, right? And there's a lot of extra things that the shark can do because, just swimming around and eating people is very fun, but we wanted to take it to another level.
And I think that's been a key in a lot of our games where they've been very grounded in reality from the get-go with like Red Orchestra. But once we got to Killing Floor, we're like, what happens when we add in a bit more? What if we take it to the next level? Keep it grounded, but what's next? How do we fantasticize it, if you will? And I think our player shark here, we've done that to a great degree through a lot of iteration, and we're continuing to do that in the studio every day.
Now this seems like a very big open world. How does the world connect? Like how big is it? How long does it take to swim across it?
I don't know if anybody outside of a couple of the QA have actually timed out how long it takes them to get around, though they are talking about doing some races to see who can do it the fastest.
Oh, that's awesome.
What, 7 regions?
7 major regions that represent 7 very distinct areas. The color of the water is different. The quality of the water is different. The wildlife you'll see is different. And as you go through the regions, you'll notice the tonal change, both in the wildlife and the colors, and there is quite a lot to explore there.
And there's, there is open ocean, there are swamps, there's this polluted area.
There's fine resorts with sandy beaches and wonderful tasty meat sacks laying there to be eaten.
We will allow the player, we're not really, for the most part, it's not linear. So the player, if they want to go swim out into the open ocean and face some things that might be way bigger than them, they can. So you're kind of gated by your skill level. If you can wait until you evolve to go out and take on those challenges, but you can go pretty much anywhere.
Wow, so you can
in
go,
the water.
You can go challenge something that's way too big for you, and it'll kill you.
Yes,
or
if you're very, very
swallow
skilled.
You whole.
So like shark souls.
Shark souls.
Yeah.
There it is.
I've heard that one before too.
There
Hell
it is.
yeah.
Now, are there different areas, or is it sort of clearly labeled that some are like this is the scary nightmare area where you're going to get your ass kicked if you're low level? Or
is an open world action RPG where you play as a shark, or as we call it, a shark PG.
And this is puns for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we're actually trying to be as annoying as possible with our shark puns.
Hey, it'll bring the point home.
It's fantastic.
And something that you guys clarified for me, this is a bull shark.
This is a bull shark, although it's a very special bull shark.
Tell us about him.
Yeah, so you start out as a bull shark, but through eating and consuming nutrients, you evolve past what nature has intended.
Okay, so you're telling me that there's some progression in this game. What's the progression like?
Absolutely. So everything that you consume will make you grow, and there's 4 different types of nutrients: protein, fat, minerals, and a real rare one, mutagen X. And that's really crucial to actually let you evolve past what nature's intended. And we have 5 different life stages. So you start out as a little baby, then you grow up as a moody teen, then an adult, an elder, and then finally mega size, which you're
A god.
humongous.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, God Shark.
Yep.
But you're talking about an open world here, so does that mean that I'll be able to revisit? Am I moving linearly through the world, or can I become my jumbo shark and then come back to my original little spawning pool and show everybody what's up?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can backtrack. You'll actually, through your adventures, will find some apex predators that are way too big to actually fight. I mean, you can try to fight it, but you'll want to actually go back. So the world starts out, teaching you what to do, and then as you grow, it opens up to the whole world.
And as you progress, you become a bigger shark. You might be able to break through things that you couldn't before. So there's that
Okay.
aspect of coming back and saying, hey, this place I couldn't get through before, now I can, because I can knock that wall down.
You don't see a lot of shark-based games on the market. I want to know, what was the inspiration? What does a shark-based action RPG allow you to do that you don't get to see in other RPGs?
Well, it's very, very challenging to come up with this, because generally in a game, you got characters and they have arms and they have hands, and
They tend
this
to, yeah.
does not. So
Unnecessary.
we're trying to think of creative ways where we can add more elements to gameplay than just go bitey, eat something. So you can clamp onto things, you can thrash them. We also have a thing called whip shot. So anything you put in your mouth, if you're big enough, you can redirect it like a projectile weapon at something.
This sounds awesome.
So and each different type of animal that you put into your mouth and you throw has different attributes. So for instance, say I grab a swordfish and I whip shot that, it's like a sniper rifle. But if I was to whip shot like a turtle, it's going to spin, or a big log would spin and knock a bunch of things down, or exploding barrels. So think of an analogy like in a first-person shooter when you pick up a shotgun or an assault
Sure,
rifle.
yeah.
These are things you put in your mouth and throw back out.
And is there going to be some play here? Am I going to, kind of get halfway through the game and then realize, I could have been chucking clams the whole time?
Well, now you know, so...
Oh, now I know. Pro tip, you guys...
I think people are interested in sharks because they're one of the last great mysteries. They're powerful and stealthy and beautiful and elegant, and all of those things combined just make them fascinating. When you take it to the video game realm, the thought of being able to experience that as a player is pretty compelling.
EATER is an open world RPG. We like to coin it a shark PG.
A lot of games, it's usually you get the suspense from being the human and experiencing what are your fears as a person. Well, now you are the shark and you get to be the driving force of that fear amongst humans. And I think that's a really unique perspective.
I think it's really fun to play something in real life you're actually really scared of.
We ran into EATER via our relationship with Alex Quick. Alex was the mod developer of the original Killing Floor game.
Playing as a shark in an open world is ridiculously ambitious. I tried to get it as far along as I could on my own, but I hit a roadblock where I needed some more manpower and help with it.
We played the game and said, wow, this is such a cool and unique concept. How many open world shark action RPGs are there? 0. So we decided to approach Alex and see if Blindside would be interested in having Tripwire do what we did with Killing Floor and take it to the next level, make something really groundbreaking out of it. We announced the game at the PC Gamer show at E3, and being on stage, seeing the reaction from the crowd, the level of hype like we had never seen before for any game announcement we've ever done. It's not a normal shark. This shark has the ability to evolve.
You're getting big, you're getting powerful, you're an awesome shark, but also you're getting evolutions, so enhancements for your teeth and how you move throughout the map and make you faster and stronger and better.
The shark can leap out of the water, considerably higher than a normal shark can. It can swim faster than a normal shark, but it's still a shark.
If you as the player want to play as the more stealth style shark and really spend more of your time cleaning up the other predators in the ocean, some of the objectives do really lend themselves though to wreaking havoc.
It's a huge power trip of playing an apex predator and being able to just have fun and wreak havoc in this crazy world set in the Gulf Coast.
We have some really cool ideas about where this could go next. I hope the game really establishes a new genre and we can continue to take it to even bigger and better places.